about that time to press play and record.
The deal isn't real. Ask, is it really real?
Radio, suckers never
Fuck the fancy transitions. How's it going, guys? Good afternoon. My name is Nate Schmold. I'm the developer of Cosmochoria and illustrator, musician, designer, weirdo. And I'm going to be doing a Friday broadcast, Cosmochoria Friday broadcast. This will be episode 2. Hopefully it'll be fairly entertaining. If you guys have any questions while you're tuned in, definitely be sure to throw them my way. They could relate to the game itself. Let's make sure I got all my shit going on here. Question could relate to the game itself, to the art style, to the music, to whatever's got going on. Music in the background, I've put together a playlist of stuff that I think you may enjoy, that may accompany the music that we're doing. Thanks for tuning in. I'm just gonna hang out, do some work, chat with you guys, and yeah, should be pretty good for the next couple hours. What up, J Frog? What up, Ace of Fire? Let's make this happen. Make sure I can actually chat with you guys. So yeah, last week I was working on this dragon here. He's like a pet. The pet goal, the stretch goal, was technically reached. Well, technically wasn't reached, but we decided that we're going to go ahead with doing pets anyway. And by we, I meant like us, you and me, the people that I was chatting with on the live stream the night the Kickstarter ended, I believe. We were kind of creeping up on the pet goal, and I was chatting with a bunch of awesome people. And yeah, we just decided that the pets is an integral role in the game. Or it could be. There was a key aspect of the game that was missing, that was about a reason to head back to planets once you kind of planted them and did all that kind of stuff on them, and kind of like brought them back from extinction. And once you had life on the planet, there was no reason to really stick around, because you wanted to kind of go to the other planets and get them just as populated. I'm just gonna see if I can fix this mic here so I'm not so hunched. And yeah, so one of the ideas that I think stood out the most, and actually the seed for this idea was planted by my mom. So props to mom, because she had given me the idea of having some way, well, the eggs that you could get, that you could essentially bring them to a planet that had been completed, and egg would incubate and it would hatch. And I think that was a genius idea. And then coupled that with some of the feedback that the people that were tuned in on the live stream, Jesse, huge shouts out, the feedback that we were talking about on sort of how that whole system could work. It just felt right. It felt good, and initially I had it as a stretch goal, something that we could work towards if the Kickstarter funding had reached a certain point. But after talking about it, and we were so close to the stretch goal to begin with, near the end of the campaign there, that it just seemed something that would really add a good layer of depth to the game. So yeah, this is one of the pets, this dragon here. I think I was drawing him last week, maybe even the week before. There's another one that I was working on, which was the turtle? I don't know if I had started that one or not. So yeah, I was gonna just work on that one for a little bit and chat with you guys. Yo, Random Rocker, how's it going? Yeah, I think Random Rocker's saying he loves the idea of the pets. I fully agree. I just want to confirm with you guys, since I can't see you on the chat, is everything, is the sound okay? The music too loud? Am my mic too loud? Or is it all too quiet? Just let me know. I can tweak some stuff. Still fairly new to this live stream business, and I kind of don't really know how to, well, I'm learning. Okay, come on. Nice, sounds good. Yeah, there's going to be a couple things that I do today. One, we're going to work on this guy a little bit, and the other thing is there's actually a character that I want to work on. Nick, good homie, he pledged at the create a character tier on the Kickstarter campaign. So he's one of the lucky guys. Well, he's the only lucky guy who's actually going to be in the game. Well, not him personally, but actually he already sent me the artwork that the character will be based on. This is a character of his, Nico. So huge shouts out to Nick. I'm going to see if I can get some time to work on this a little bit today, and I was chatting with him already a bit about what Nico can do once she's in the game, and I think, yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. So, yeah, we'll be working on Nico, working on the turtle, hanging out, just being friends, just being pals. You guys might remember this song in the background from the Kickstarter video. And it's actually the title track off the brand new Seeds EP. What's the Seeds EP, you ask? That is the free, free for Kickstarter backers. Basically like mini soundtrack. There's a soundtrack of a few songs. There's six songs on the Seeds EP. Yo, Pop, how's it going? And there's 6 songs on the mini EP, and it was free to pretty much every single backer on the Kickstarter campaign. So if you back the project, you should have got an update with that earlier today, with a link to download the EP as well as some like icons and stuff like that. And yeah, so it'll be your first time. I'm doing Pop's turtle. Yeah, it'll be your first time hearing the track entirely without my voice on it. Well, maybe not this time because I just talked all over it, but go grab that zip file if you're a Kickstarter backer. And if you're not a Kickstarter backer, go to http Cosmochoria. I'm just typing it in the chat here. Cosmochoria.bandcamp.com. So if you're not a Kickstarter backer, no worries. Go to cosmochoria.bandcamp.com, and you can actually grab that 6-track EP for I think $3, 33 cents. Something in the numbers, but so yeah, don't sweat it. The full length soundtrack is going to be huge. It's going to be a couple hours long, and that'll come out closer to the game. You know, there's lots of work to be done on the music and stuff while the game's being worked on. So Yeah, the video will have pretty decent lag on it, I think. It's just the way it goes. JFrog just let me know that the video's running behind. It's always tricky because I'm watching your guys' chat in the sidebar there, and because of the lag. Nice. I see what you guys post, and then I'm responding to it, but chances are I'm seeing what you post and responding to it, so you're not hearing my response until like a minute, maybe not even that long, maybe like 30 seconds has gone by. So it's like super lagged. But I don't know, it's the world we live in. I don't know what you want to do. There's nothing I can do about it. Currently listening to Mike Decline. Sick stuff. Alright, I'm being a little lazy with this. I'm not really drawing my shapes properly. As you can tell, it'll probably be fairly perfect if I do that. So I want to go in and make them a little bit not perfect. I'm a little rusty right now just because I haven't been working with this mouse too much today.
Effects 1. Effects 2.
So yeah, the pets are really cool. Oh, it's about 12 seconds. Nice. So a 12-second delay. That's not too bad, right? Maybe? I don't know. Is it? Where am I? I'm gonna see if I can do something that I don't do very often, and that is just bog the opacity down. Yeah, this is gonna help huge. Okay. Yeah, we were working on the turtle a little bit. I was sketching him up last week, and Pop was giving me. Was it Pop? You're giving me the idea for the goggles. Those little turtles, science goggles. We were googling science goggles, and it's all sorts of fun. I remember to not be lazy with my shapes. And by lazy, I mean super lazy. I'm gonna turn the music up because I'm not talking as much. Yeah, man, Papa's saying this turtle was made from 2 hours of research. Yeah, we were talking about turtle with a top hat. We were looking up the Warner Brothers frog and got the goggles. Good stuff. This is a community. This is Turtle by Community. I think he's awesome though. J-Frog loves this turtle's useless arms. They're pretty useless. They'll just sort of flop. They'll just flop and dangle as he follows you around. That's the one thing that I'm kind of getting stuck on is I'm drawing these guys as if they're gonna walk around on the planets with you, but I don't know. Like, I think they need to be more, maybe more like floaty. I'm thinking of, I keep going back to, I don't know if you guys have ever played Castle Crashers, but the pets in Castle Crashers, pets. The pets in Castle Crashers, they're just like heads. They're just like these little guys. Hey, this guy made like cutouts of them. Cool. So yeah, they're just like these little tiny things. And I kind of want to go more this route because essentially they are going to do kind of the same thing where they're going to follow you around, partially in the sky as well as the ground. It just makes it a lot easier if I don't have to. It's easier programming wise if they don't have to sort of know where the ground is and kind of follow you around and have kind of an AI to them in terms of like walking around and sort of dodging stuff and all that kind of stuff. We'll see how they go. Probably depend on the pet. There'll be certain things that hover around and follow you, and maybe some things that might even be stuck on the planet. So when it hatches, he's your pet as long as you're on that planet, or you can pick him up and carry him to another planet. But he doesn't actually sort of, jetpack around. So I'm thinking the whole picking up and carrying is kind of, yeah, you don't need arms in space. He can't even scratch himself. No, like if he's itchy, what would he do? He'd just, maybe his arm could like tentacle, his arm could turn into a tentacle. Or just all pets have like a weird spiky tentacle growing out of their back. There. Yeah, the pets, Brett was asking if the pets are going to have different strengths and abilities and rarities. And yes, so there's gonna be some rare pets that you can find. I think the way I'm gonna work it is, so pretty much there's two ways I can go, and I've been thinking a lot about how I'm gonna do this. Because one way is we just have a bunch of pets in, it just randomly generates some pets every time you play, especially for the. Well, I guess for both modes. So it just randomly generates pets. And you can find them, you can carry them or use them somehow. And finding another one will just sort of swap it out. Like you'll use the other one instead of the one that you were using. But another way I was thinking of doing it is having it so that pets, there's one pet each time you play. So somewhere in the galaxy is a pet, and so somewhere in the galaxy is a pet, and you can find them and hatch them, and then you've got a pet, and then you've actually unlocked that pet on the title screen. And then I think I was chatting with you, Brett, on Kickstarter about this. So you to unlock the pet on the title screen, and now you can actually bring that pet in with you anytime you play. So you can start the game with that pet because you've unlocked him basically. And then so it's kind of a goal to find them all and unlock them and make them available to you, which I think is cool for replay and all that kind of stuff. And then the other thing is, if you go in with a pet, then there won't be another one. You pretty much have that pet and you won't find another pet while you're playing. So if you do, sweet. Yeah, so awesome that you're here. Brett was just letting me know that, yeah, I'm just the reason I'm explaining who's making comments and stuff is because if people watch this afterwards or if they watch it on YouTube, I don't have like the comments filtering up to the screen, so maybe I should. There you go. You know what? This is the world we live in. This is the technology available to us. So now I don't have to explain who's saying what. You guys can just see it. Well, maybe not. Hopefully the quality's good enough. Okay, so, yeah. So I think, okay, and Pop's saying you can make him a portal power where he can be like Elizabeth from Bioshock, but it shoots out like a tentacle that pulls an enemy into the other dimension. Crazy. Crazy. That is insane. Yeah. Who knows? That's I think the funnest part of this is that it's so open-ended. I'm not really, you know, some games probably like, you know, if you're making like Call of Duty or I mean even Castle Crashers, Turtle, you probably have a fair deal of stuff that's prepared and planned on what you're gonna do. But a lot of what I'm doing with Cosmochoria, like I planned how the gameplay was gonna go, but a lot of this sort of tidbit stuff, like the pets and stuff, like the fact that I can just sort of on a whim make a pet, and really there's gonna be some pets where I'm just gonna create a box in the game. Like as I'm working on the game, there'll be a box, and I'll just make the box do something, and then I'll be like, okay, well, what could this actually be? What kind of animal could this be? Based on how it, you know, what it does and how it moves and stuff like that. But just the fact that it's all so, I don't know, it's just loosey-goosey. I like it. It makes it very spontaneous to be able to work on stuff like this. I think if you had like a huge team of people working on a game, you can't really be like that, because then two guys could just be spontaneously working on something at the same time that's the exact same thing, and it could fuck with stuff that other people are doing, and I don't know. Sounds like my mic is doubled. How about now? Is this better? Is this any better? Is this better? Or is this worse? Just kidding. I think this might be better, actually. Let me know. I was just joking. I know that was worse. Oh man, that's awesome. Yo, Nick, how's it going? Yeah, I was showing everyone your dude here. So Nick in the chat, this is Nick's character, Nico. And yeah, that's Nico's gonna be in the game as a playable character, and will be wicked. I might even work on it in a bit once we've got some of this turtle guy done. Those echoes. And yeah, Pop, I gotta check that out about I've never really played Bioshock, or I played Bioshock. The very first time I played, yeah, the music in the background is Sinking Coin. Super sick song. So I think my favorite song so far. The very first time I ever played Bioshock was in my living room by myself. And you know, you start off in the water, and then you go down into the city, and it's all like epic. But I was scared. I was like afraid. And it didn't get any better the further I got. And then there was like the first time you see the girl, and then the big daddy guy comes, and yeah, I was like it was the worst. It was frightening me. I had to stop playing because I was just so damn stressed out. Like I was like, it's crazy. Good stuff. Turtle hide in his shell and launch at enemies. That's a cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's gonna be, again, like, who knows what I finally decide on. I'll play with some different mechanics once I have him actually in the game. I'll play with some different ways of him moving and like abilities that he can have, and it'll probably just come down to I'll work on something. If the very first thing I try ends up being cool, I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so I think he's getting there. Such an awesome turtle. I'm thinking of actually not even giving him pupils. So like this is, once I turn this off, he's just gonna be like, just glasses. All glasses all day. Come on. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite songs off the whole soundtrack. I love when it comes on, because it's so like mellow. What's next? Beak. Seems so cheap, but when I have people watching me now, I like all I'm really doing, like I needed a circular shape, right? So I just used the circular shape tool. All I'm really doing at this point is just messing it up. Like, not even really, like I'm trying to make it so the sides of it, like here, like the like where it's touching the bridge and where it's touching the arm, making them like a little bit bigger, so it's like thicker there. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, it seems so simple. So hopefully this might even anyone who's interested in doing like art and stuff. I know I had a few people hit me up on, advice on how to do art and how to make things look good and all that kind of stuff. And, I have my limitations as well. But, all you can really do is just keep trying different things and just keep practicing stuff. And, yeah, maybe I can even show you what lazy tricks I do, and then you can just copy me. Yeah, I'll put Devac as a background. Or I don't know if it's Devacha. So yeah, that last track that we heard was called Sinking Coin, and then this is Devacha in the background. So both of these tracks are from the Seeds EP that was just released today at cosmochoria.bandcamp.com, and free to all the backers of the Kickstarter project. So Ilke and Zebra, put this EP together. Super sick stuff from the game so far, and yeah, I think it's a good taste of what's to come for the full-length soundtrack. Stream keeps freezing. I don't know what to say about the stream keeps freezing. I'm getting a pretty decent frames per second out, and nothing has really changed on my end. Brett was asking how peeps are going to unlock, you can see it right there. He's asking how you're going to unlock characters and clothing. That's a good question. That's a darn good question. honestly, I don't want to go the store route. I don't want to go this like a simple store route where you can kind of see all that kind of stuff. You can see all that stuff available like as soon as you start the game, and then it's just a matter of earning up the coins for it. I think there will be two ways of doing it. One for the costumes. I was thinking of one idea where there would be just silly little things like just like a dresser sitting in the middle of a planet somewhere. Just like kind of like just a way of having treasure chests, but having cool little, furniture instead. Have I messed it up enough? Okay. So yeah, and then you would go in there and you'd find the costume. Or you'd basically, you'd find the unlockable costume. For unlockable characters, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe the same kind of thing where it's, it could even be like a quest or something like that where you find some guy and he tells you to do something and, go plant a bunch of seeds within a certain time frame, and then you'd get the farmer costume or something, the farmer hat. And if you can do that, then and you actually do his little challenge, then you get the bonus for it. But yeah, that's one I haven't given too much crazy thought to, but I will for sure. Does Twitch have a Wii U app? Oh, word up 9-bit. Thanks for no worries. Nice. Ilke's here. So yeah, word up, Ilke. How's it going, man? Yeah, we're just playing a couple tracks from the soundtrack and chatting, working on this little turtle dude. Mumbles the turtle. I don't know why I'm trying so hard. I could probably just go back after and do the boring stuff. I should just draw him, right? You guys don't want to see me tweak a corner for 6 years. That's stuff I can do later. Oh, nice. Super good. Good to hear. Yeah, the music for the game, dude, is just... You guys are doing an amazing job. This may or may not work. Let's see. On the corners. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to sit here. It's so easy to just get lost in OCD with it and just sit here and pull handles around for days until they're perfect, but I'm sure that's not the most entertaining thing to watch. This is such a different way of doing art for me, because I'm usually if I'm rocking like a sketchbook, Usually if I'm rocking a sketchbook, you know, you can just do some shit and like freestyle with it. But this is like, this is more controlled. You have like short spurts of freestyle, but everything else is kind of like this whole green thing was a freestyle. I don't even know if it was worth it. Yeah, I know. Such a down tempo vibe. I used to do a radio show that played this kind of stuff, and that's kind of my only broadcasting experience. And it was like a college, like a university radio station, so the standards were high, but you know, I wasn't on a professional level or anything. Never went to broadcasting school or anything like that, so I don't really know what I'm doing. So all I really have to draw on for this stream is to just play music and talk. I don't really know. That was not good. Yeah, it is. This is the perfect studying music. I totally agree. Working music, studying music, just concentrating music. And Brett, I'm using Illustrator. Illustrator CS6. Thank God didn't show who it's licensed to. Just so you guys wouldn't see my full name, that's all. If you guys are just tuning in, my name is Nate Schmold. I am an illustrator, musician, designer, and developer of Cosmochoria, the video game. And just working on this guy as part of the whole pet system for the game. And I think, yeah, he's pretty cool. If you have any questions, if you know about Cosmochoria, if that's why you're here, and you have any questions about the game, or the art, or the music, we're lucky enough to have Ilke here with us, one of the musicians working on the soundtrack. And so if you had any questions about the soundtrack, the music in the game, I played a little bit from the soundtrack already, but I'll probably play some more as time goes on. I'm sure he would love to answer any questions you had, and or maybe not. He's a pretty introverted guy. Aren't we all? Maybe we don't want to unleash the secrets that Ilke holds. Maybe that's the thing that we should be aware of. Unleashing the secrets. I'm starving. No, I did actually. I had lunch, so there's no reason. How's it going, Chris? Congrats on the new job. Epic. Good work, my friend. Chris landed his dream job. Now he's like a tech marketing master. No, I won't eat. There's no need to eat. I had a bagel and some grapes. That should time me over until fucking 6 o'clock. And Ilke is the master of the universe, for sure. Ubisoft is his client. I mean, they make games. They make good games. Nice job, man. I'll let you guys hash out that professional stuff. This is like the chat that you want to hang out in to meet the industry professionals. We've got a game marketing guru and a musician mastermind. This is the place to be. This is your tap. This is your finger on the pulse of the video game industry is all happening right here. And then some weird looking guy making a turtle. Oh, nice. I do like Mogwai. How new is it? I think didn't you send me something or songs from it or something? I would have it, I guess, if you did. What's it called? No, I got no Mogwai, so I guess that pulls into question whether or not I actually like Mogwai. It's no laughing matter. Oh, Chris, drive traffic to the Uplay. Okay, so let me give you some ideas here. My very first experience with Uplay was thanks to Child of Light, which I was playing a little bit on the PS3, and I guess they did a good job in making me aware of it, because it's sort of, there's a menu option for it, like right off the title screen. I don't know, I didn't know what it did. I thought I could get by without logging in and doing all that kind of stuff. So even though it asked me when I first launched the game, I was like, you know, it wasn't a priority because I didn't know what it offered. So it wasn't until after, I think as I was playing the game, it came up with some notifications and stuff that I was sort of unlocking achievements kind of as I was playing, and they weren't like PS3 achievements, they were these Uplay achievements, which was giving me sort of currency. This is for you more than for you, as well as the other people that are trying to sort of explain what happened. You probably know this already, but this was unlocking this currency, and I didn't really realize that it was unlocking a currency until I went to like the downloadable items or something like that, and then I saw that you could use the currency that you earned with unlocking these achievements. And I think just needs more stuff. If there was a bunch of stuff in there, like if there's a bunch of, I honestly don't know, maybe it just needs to be more clear on what I could unlock through it. But yeah, I don't know the business model of it, so obviously that would have to come into play. But I think if there was like, you know, if you tied it closely in with a bunch of stuff that you could get for the game, and made it very clear that you could get this stuff, and it would just need you would just need an account, and it was super easy, and you know, it didn't take too long to create an account and all that kind of stuff, so that was all good. I think I honestly feel like once I looked and I was sort of looking at what it was and all that kind of stuff, it seemed like there was nothing else to get. And this is the only game that I've played that actually used it. But I see like my friends list of people who play like Call of Duties and stuff like that. and they all have accounts and they all have points and stuff like that. So I don't know. Obviously, it's different for every game, but for games that I play, like, yeah, if you're gonna lock a whole shitload of stuff with those points, and you know, there's a shitload of ways to get the points, I would be totally down. But I liked, yeah, how easy it was to log in and all that kind of stuff. It's really good. It wasn't a hassle. There's one that's like EA's system. It's just a pain in the ass to log into. I would just skip it. So yeah, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this shell here. I like that. He looks kind of like Squirtle. Jernick? Is it Yernick or Jernick? I'm going to be streaming every Friday, in answer to your question. I'll wait till you let me know how to pronounce your name. And then Chris, you're asking me, are the items you can buy on Uplay running across console games? Like all of theirs? Do you mean like if you buy an item in one game, or if you buy an item on PS3, can you use it on Xbox? Is that what you mean? In which case, I don't know. That's a good question. That's a question for somebody else, unfortunately, because I do not know. Hard J. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, good to have you here. And yeah, if you ever have questions or if you think of something, you can kind of rest assured that I'll be here on Friday. If you want to ask me something about the game, or once I start getting into sharing, I think next week I'm going to start sending out the early access stuff. If not next week, then first thing the week after. But I'm really hoping to have some stuff set up on Steam next week. And yeah, Friday will be a good kind of powwow meet for the people who backed at the early access level, and they'll be playing the early access, the alpha versions of the game and stuff like that. So it'll be a good chance to kind of meet and talk about functionalities, and this will be a functional place. And it'll be cool for the people who aren't in the early access tier to hang out and sort of just, you know, I'll be explaining new features that are being developed and sort of showing different parts of the game that are new. Because as of now, probably for the next little while, I'm going to put up one new version of the demo version that was kind of out during the Kickstarter. But as far as new functionalities and stuff like that, like nothing new will be added now until the game's actually out on Steam Early Access later in the summer. Into summer. Yeah, I never knew what the name of it was. This is the MD boot. The MD is Travis, right? But yeah, this is that. I just have it. I think I got it off the IDM list. It's just called Boards of Canada Untitled Edit, MD Edit. Love this song. Love it. J Frog, you're wondering who my host is for Cosmochoria. I believe it's HostGator. It was fairly cheap. I have actually HostGator's hosting the site, but then I also have a free account with was it Cloudflare to kind of manage traffic and stuff and spikes and stuff. So I don't know exactly how it works, but I think Cloudflare, like the DNS is set up to point to Cloudflare. So I think Cloudflare, I don't know if they like clone the site or like take it like a cached version of the site. Because like if I make a change to cosmochoria.com, it might not reflect because there's a version at Cloudflare that's still live or something. Cloudflare is basically like a way to make sure that if you get slammed with traffic that the site doesn't go down, because You know, they have like cached versions that they serve up from their end and all that kind of stuff. It's a good service and like good for multiple sites, but I think they have a free account if you just have one site hooked up. Yeah, this exactly. So yeah, this is, yeah, if Travis is MD, I don't know MD's real name. So yeah, I think this is the one. I love it. The first time I heard it, I was shitting. I think Issa might have even sent me this, actually. Cloudflare manages server load. It's not necessarily, Nick, it's not like a, yeah, it's not a backup site. Like, it's kind of like, it's so you don't, can you explain it, JFrog? I'm dumb. I mean, I could pull it up and read about it. All I know is that it helps, yeah, if it helps sort of ease the, it eases the pain if you start getting traffic spikes and stuff like that. Because they store like cached versions of things, and I think they deliver it. They deliver files based on geography as well. So like if somebody from Canada is so like depending, yeah. So they've got servers here, I think. Again, I'm not reading it, so I may be wrong. So it's like if someone from Tokyo is viewing the site, Cloudflare has a server serving your site in Tokyo so that it's faster. And so not all that traffic is coming from your server. They're basically taking like cached duplicates of your site and serving it up from these other places so that depending on the geography of the person who's viewing, it's not all coming from one point, which is your server. So it reduces the load. Go to cloudflare.com. They'll explain it better than I could. I don't even understand it fully myself. They have other services too where they could, because you can get hacked. So you've got like, a denial of service attack. We've got like shitloads of people trying to hit your site to bring it down. Cloudflare acts as sort of like a shield for that as well, because then all that traffic that's hitting your site has to go through Cloudflare before it hits your server. So they can actually filter it out, so it doesn't actually hit your server. What did I do? I like locked myself. Oh, I already. Yeah, okay, never mind. Save. Yeah, check it out, Cloudflare, and it's free for one site, I think. So like if you just have a single site, just hook it up. I just hooked up Cosmochoria.com right before the not before, but the what was it? The Yogscast thing brought the site down. So like in like a fit of panic, I kind of was Googling stuff and figured that out and hooked it all up and set it all up so that the site went back up fairly quick. York, yeah, it's wicked. Check it out, Cloudflare. For those who are just coming in, my name's Nate Schmold. I'm illustrator, musician, and developer of Cosmochoria, this indie video game about a little naked guy. And yeah, just every Friday I'm going to be hooking up for a couple hours, just hanging out, drawing some stuff for the game, working on some of the game programming if it's interesting to anybody. And yeah, just chatting about the game, answering people's questions, technical stuff, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Jernick, I mean, word up, take it easy. Thanks for stopping by and for chatting. And yeah, I mean, staying in touch with you guys is the least I could do, honestly. You guys made my dreams happen, so this is the least I could do, is just take a couple hours every week and just chat and show you guys what I'm working on and stuff like that. I think it'll you know, it's all good. Yeah, and acorns, yay! Acorns, yay! This is a pet. This is a pet that you can get, and he'll follow you around and help you in some way that has yet to be determined. Yet we have lots of awesome ideas. Did you see Acorns? Did you see the dragon pet? The dragon pet is my favorite so far. Let me just pop him open here. This is the dragon. He's gonna follow you around, and he'll shoot fire out. Cosmochoria / builds will have one more major update. It'll have one more update, which is more of like a bug fix kind of thing. But yeah, no, it won't. Unfortunately, it won't be getting the updates anymore. All the early access stuff, like the alpha builds and stuff, are going to be run through Steam. So if you are early access backer, you'll get a Steam key to install that version, and then basically that way it'll be way easier to keep updates and stuff going, because then you can just update from Steam, or I think Steam just updates it automatically, so you'll just always have the most recent version. Thanks for the kind words on the dragon. He's gonna be so fun to have in the game. I'll just animate him up and stuff. So yeah, unfortunately the builds folder it'll pretty much just stick there stagnant until the official early access release. Fuck, I love this song. This song. Boards of Canada. I swear to God. So I may be getting the story wrong. I don't know if LK's still here, but I think they played that song a long time ago. I don't know the exact date. They played it at a live Warp Records show or something like that, and they played that song and then it was never released or anything. So pretty much the only record of it was from a mini disc that someone had recorded that show. What does it mean if the copy of the game is DRM free? So DRM, let me pick a different song here. DRM, basically just like something like Steam, where you need to be online to verify the copy of the game. So like Steam, it would be a way of DRM, because you need to have your Steam account and it verifies that you purchased the game and all that kind of stuff. DRM free means basically it's just like a standalone version of the game. There's no check to see whether or not you purchased it. So I'm trusting that you purchased the game. So if you prefer that, that's an option to you. And I think the game will be released through Humble Bundle, which supports that. So the game would be DRM free, so you wouldn't need an internet connection or anything like that. Or you have the option, like Steam, if you legitimately purchase the game, usually DRM isn't a huge deal unless you're like EA or something like that. They got like login systems and just shitty sort of third-party ways of doing stuff. Hey, wait a minute. Is that what Uplay is? Okay. But so DRM free just means it doesn't have any sort of authentication systems to make sure that you purchased the game. It's just trusting that you did. And I think any of the backers of the Kickstarter were able to choose if you wanted DRM free or if you just wanted a Steam key or something like that. For me personally, like DRM free isn't even a big deal, because I kind of like having everything in my Steam account. This guy's head. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Acorns. Yeah. The cheats in the game, you have to go into dev mode for the cheats. So the dev mode you can get into with Control D, or go through the menu and then you can choose dev mode from the menu. Once you're in dev mode, you can hit Shift 1 for more for more seeds. Shift 2 would be bombs, and Shift 3 would be bases, I think. And then you can upgrade and downgrade your gun with plus and minus on the number pad. Those are kind of like the key ones. And then you can sort of spawn enemies with all the other keyboard stuff, like the TYUIOP spawns enemies and stuff. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, DRM. That's the other thing. Yeah, so, like, I think it started with, well, maybe it didn't start, but it became more widespread with MP3s and stuff like that. I think Apple started doing DRM with all the stuff that you bought from iTunes. I don't know if they still do. But, like, you'd buy an MP3, but then you could only run it on, like, 2 computers or 5 computers or something like that, and then it would lock, and then you couldn't listen to that MP3 unless you actually logged into your iTunes account or something like that. It's a pain in the ass, because what if you buy a new computer? What if you have 2 computers in your house? You pay for the game. You kind of want to do what you want to do with it. You don't want to have to fuck around with limitations and locks and stuff like that. Yeah, Steam does have a sharing option. It's awesome, because I've got my actual account, my MantraKit account, which I've bought games for years on. But then I started a new account for Cosmochoria to get, to post the green light and all that kind of stuff, just so it wasn't tied to my MantraKit account. But I can just stay logged in as that account and then bring all my games in through sharing. And it's wicked. It's awesome. It's fantastic. Has that sharing option though, so yeah, kind of handy for some co-op. And Ace of Fire, all the answers are final on the Kickstarter survey. No, hit me up. I mean, I'm not going by Kickstarter. I'm going by. I can export it all to a Excel spreadsheet, which is what I'll be working from once I start sending stuff out. So. Say it's the singing we got to avoid. So yeah, hit me up with a message, and just so I have your account name and all that kind of stuff and your email address, and I can just update the Excel spreadsheet with what you want. So if you want to change if you chose Steam and you want DRM free, or vice versa, just that's easy to fix. Just send me a message. Yo, Pop, how's it going? Yeah, I'm gonna keep going till 3. So I think I'm gonna start working on the character now. This turtle guy is cool, but I think, not that I'm getting bored, but I think the stuff that I have to do for him is going to be a little bit tedious now. Yeah, send a message now. That way I've got it, and but yeah, anytime. No, I'm gonna. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's only I don't know if you can see the clock there. It's only 2 o'clock here, so it's still the middle of the afternoon for me. I don't know. Post on the chat what time it is for you guys. I don't know what. There's other parts of the world with different times. It's unreal. It's so unreal. Look at that little guy. Oh, he's so cute. See if I can start separating some of this stuff out. Shell. And his body. And his Okay, let's see the times here. Ace of Fires, 5:08 p.m. So that's Eastern time, or South America? Deadly. South of the South Americas. Work material 9, nice place. It's being 3 hours ahead of my Pacific time friends. So what time is it now for you, York? Yeah, it's crazy the time zones, and especially like since I've been doing this game stuff where you're chatting with people in like Europe and stuff like that. 2 p.m. Oh, okay, so yeah. Wait, York, do I know you? Are you out here? Am I tripping? I think I'm tripping. Acorns, yay, word up. Thanks for stopping by, man. And yeah, I deeply appreciate the support. Tricky. This is stuff you guys don't want to watch me do. That's going to take forever. It takes so long to do that stuff. Because I'm just getting all sloppy with it, and then I try and get a little bit more precise. But it's boring to watch, I'm sure. What I wanted to do was get this guy's glasses set up so that I can move them. Because I think he'll be cuter if these are lower. Yeah, come on. How can you not want to give that guy a hug? Getting so sloppy, you guys. Sorry. There. Come on. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking he had eyes originally. I can definitely still do eyes, but I think he looks cuter without them. Maybe not like that. No, I think he's just better without eyes. I think the goggles are more cool looking. You have a dark shard in his hair. What's a dark shard? Oh, like one of these? You just mean like shading or an actual like chunk of dark? Yeah, this guy's gonna be wicked. Aww. 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 So mean.
Wearing my welcome, I must be moving on. For my intentions were good intentions. I could have loved you, I could have changed you. I wouldn't be so, I wouldn't feel so consumed by selfish thoughts. I'm sorry if
Yeah, no, I think something's off with the shell too. Just the fact that it's got the, yeah, I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'll tweak it all up later.
only then I love you deeply. It's all the love I've got.
Oh, you're talking about like the actual... Come on. Oh, it's locked. Yeah. This isn't serious. I'm just playing with it. Yeah, I know. Smaller for sure. This isn't serious. Okay, no, we gotta, let's get serious. Let's get real. We're only here for 40 more minutes. 40 more minutes. You guys want to see a character? A new character for Cosmochoria? This is, this will be Nick's character. Nick was one of the, well, Nick was the only $400 tier pledgers on Kickstarter campaign, which means that he gets his character in the game, and that is who we're talking about right here. Let's do that. Let's save the turtle. Save the turtle. Peace out, guy. Maybe I'll leave him open so I can say hi to him when I leave. So let's do, let's do a character. So what I'm probably going to be doing now when I'm working on these sprites, especially for the cartoon me tier and all that stuff, I'm going to use Cosmo, like the main Cosmochoria guy, as a base. Probably without his helmet, but so I'll use him as the base of the character, and then start to just sort of build on top of it, and add costumes and details and stuff to make. So I'm going to make this look like this. No, no, Nick won't get my favorite jeans. I'm kind of glad. Actually, I'm not even wearing them right now. But yeah, I'm glad I don't have to get rid of those jeans, because they're just my favorite jeans. There's nothing even really special about them. They probably, they're getting pretty worn out. It would have been a huge ripoff, I think, when it comes down to it. If anyone actually pledged that $8,000, I would have felt bad. So I would have like given them massages, and because like really, it would have been a ripoff. Yeah, it's Nicholas Hoffman's avatar. So this is gonna be this is Nico. This is gonna be a character in Cosmochoria. You can play as Nico. Sure, the nipples won't be a factor. Okay, let's draw Nico. So, obviously, I'm looking at key factors. One is the most consistent I can keep with the general shape. I'm trying to think of gameplay as well. Maybe is Nick still here? Is this something that I should probably... Nick, are you still here? Says you're here. Let me know if you're here, because I just want to ask you a couple questions quick. Yeah, exactly. You need some revenue share for $8,000, because yeah, a crusty old pair of jeans and my busted ass Super Mario shirt. I would have been feeling pretty guilty. Okay, so I'm trying to think of key elements that this is gonna have. Obviously, ears is one. So I'm just gonna lock. Not gonna work on this at all. I'm just sort of using it as a frame. And I'm gonna start on a new layer and just start to build stuff up on top of that frame. So ears. Oh, don't fuck up the ears. I'm not too worried about the shape of the bottom because it's going to be covered by hair anyway. And then also they need to go out to the side more. So I'm going to try and set that up. Make sure I've got the shape right. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do the sexy... I'm not gonna do the sexy legs. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, I'm gonna see how something like this looks. I think obviously the shape of the shape should be a little bit different. Maybe not as pudgy. Maybe it's more like oh, you God. Not worried too much about the legs at this point. Well, maybe I'll keep those in there for shits and giggles. But then there's gonna be a skirt. Almost like let's make sure there's no I'm just kind of roughing. I'm just doing like a rough version of stuff to see what it looks like. Oh. It's out of here. No pants. Where is it? Where'd it go? Where'd she go? Oh, so it's like a full dress. It's not just like a skirt. It's a full dress. And there's like a collar. So I'm just sort of roughing out the shapes that everything's gonna have. So there's like a collar. And then the dress is actually... Where does black come from? Okay, so Nick, I'm like super self-conscious, and this is gonna look like shit before it looks good. So there will be probably what I would have done normally is start with like kind of a sketch to go over it, but this should be okay for now. It was the color. What do you want from me? So yeah, I'm just sort of putting together some rough shapes so I can kind of get a general idea of her shape overall. So I can kind of tweak that. Is that a hoodie? She's wearing? So I can start to see like the contour. I want to make sure she looks not so pudgy, but just obviously more female. You can mess with actual limbs and stuff after. Yeah, I think there's definitely a tail. That'll probably be the hardest part, just in terms of making sure it's not just sort of like a static. There's actually some movement to it. So keeping that in mind, I don't want to make something too crazy. You know, nothing like this. I think if we can go... So I'm just trying to keep in mind also the animation of it. So obviously it'll have to be animated eventually. Perfect it later, but I'm just thinking, yeah, so then in terms of animation now, okay, so there would probably be 2 frames. That's tricky with a tail because you don't want to... She's jetpacking around. Her tail would go opposite. No, it would go where the smoke is going. Right? So she's jetpacking around. Clear sprites. Let's see if I have some smoke. That's why it's almost better to start with a sketch anyway, because, yeah, to mess with this kind of stuff. Okay, so she's jetpacking around. I don't want it to be like her tail's up in the air as she's jetpacking around. Like, running around on a planet is fine to have a couple animations of tail kind of uncurling a little bit, curling back up, uncurling a little bit, curling back up. Jetting is the issue. Like if we had... So, the tail would be its own sprite. Jetpacking this way. The tail. The tail would be like jiggling like that, right? So the tail would be like jiggling around because she's going up. Her tail would be down. No, because it'll still be, the tail will still be going, like there's still inertia, like the tail will still want to be where it was, but is being pulled behind her, right? But I think, I'm just trying to think of the easiest way technically to get it done, because, you know, I don't want to have 1,000 animation sprites just for the tail. So I think if we just did something simple. Wow, yeah, that would be... Okay, so tail's attached, jetting. Tail would be under her. I'm just trying to make sure that it looks good, because if she's jetting, it has nothing to do with the jets. It has to do with where she's coming from. So if she's coming from... Wow, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun to do. She's going to be coming from up here. So even if she's jetting up, but she's still moving down, like she's slowing herself down. She's still moving down. Her tail's still going to be up above her head, wiggling around. So the point that it's connected will always be the same. So how do I get the tail to move in the direction that opposite is where she's going? It doesn't, no, the engine doesn't really, the engine won't really let me script the tail. Unless I did it like the dragons. The way that the dragons kind of move is funny because they don't really move. The only thing that moves is their head, and then they're spawning tail segments behind it. So if I did something similar, basically she would just constantly be spawning a tail wherever she came from. And I can up the frequency. You know, that might actually work. I think that's gonna work. How much time do I have? What's my frames per second on this? I want to try it. No, I think totally make her tail like a windsock. I think that's totally what I'm thinking too. I think her tail isn't going to be... Her tail isn't going to be... We'll see. No, so none of the... Everything is going to be sprite based for the tail. So Ace of Fire, you're asking if the animations... If there's like animations or tweens. There are, but only for the sprite itself. The fact that I have to deal with segments... I think if I treat it as a rope, like with roped segments, let me just see here. Gotta make sure. I think I have to turn off. It's all good. This is fun, and this is like, this is the good stuff. Cosmochoria. I'm just hoping this works. I'm gonna give Cosmo a tail and see what happens. Game. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, okay, so make sure I'm on the right layer. Main. Okay, so I'm gonna make a tail segment. I think I might have even tried this with the dragon, but it didn't work as well as I wanted it to, so... but, I mean, this will be good, because if I can get this figured out, this actually helps with enemies, it helps with a whole bunch of stuff. That would be cool. Okay, so we're gonna make that... because then I can have enemies with tails. I can have tentacles. I can have all sorts of stuff. What's what in the background? You mean Earth-looking planet? Oh, that's just my planet. It's just the planet. That's there's one instance of this layout has one instance of everything in it. So I'm trying to find where it is. Yeah, so this is the planet. I basically just have it placed in the layout, like one instance of it. And let me get rid of this. Continents are right. Yeah, the planet is, that's just an alien planet, you know. If I actually double click on it, you'll see all the different planets that are in the game so far. So these are the base versions, but then I can actually change the hue of them and stuff using the code. So the hue of the planets can be depending on what I'm setting it to. It can take a different color. So basically when the game starts, it's generating randomly. It's generating them randomly based on the planet, the size, and then the color. Okay, so I have, let's go back to this. I've got my tail. I want to, I wonder if I have to actually craft them individually. Probably not if I did them properly. What kind of I don't know if this is gonna work. Okay, I should start simple. I should start really simple. Let's attach this to Cosmo. Right? No, come on. Okay, so we're going to make the origin here. This is where it's going to attach to his body. And then this is going to be attach point 1. We'll attach down here so I can have another one attached to that. Let's see, let's call it AP. No, I'll call it attach. Okay, now main. So on startup layout, I'm going to tail segment. Pin to object, rope style. Pin to player face. Doesn't give me the point though. Oh, right. So tail segment. Set position to player face, image point, tail. Now on player face, I'm going to create a new image point called tail. And I'm going to apply to all animations. Okay, now I gotta move it because it'll be here. Oh, right, go back. Apply to all animations. Yes. Running, crouching, working, standing, Running, crouching, working. Okay. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to the chat. Where am I going with the tentacles? Only Nico knows. So many options from that point. For appendages, sicko. Yeah, sicko. Okay. Wanna see a battle mode? It'll be a while. It'll be a while yet. I don't see a tail. Do you? I don't see a tail. Maybe I should be working from something a little bit more simple to start with. On start of layout, pin to player face. Oh, because this should be here. My bad. %90 of the time of testing new stuff is spent looking at that screen and loading the layout to actually try it. This is Construct 2. Okay. Something. I don't know why it's pinning it there. It's working. Kind of. Because you'll see once I do game. Once I have 2 or 3 of them. I don't know what point it's... Okay, hold on. Pop. Pop. Okay, so let's see. Main. Sub-event. Tail segment. Pick by unique ID. Okay, so the first one, remember this guys, the first one is 271, the second one is 265, and the third one is 274. Okay, let's put them in order. 265, 271, 274. 265, 271, 265, 265, 271, 274. Okay, so the first one, we're going to pin it to him. The second one, we're going to pin it to the first one. Set position to pick. Shit. How do you get the second instance to not reference the first instance? Do I actually have to make 3 different tail segments? I guess that would make it easier, but I really don't want to do that. Tail segment 2. I guess I could do that to have different looking pieces anyway. Tail segment 3. Okay, so tail segment 1. Tail segment 2. Don't need to pick it anymore because there's only one of each. Okay, so tail segment 1, set position to the player. Pin to player. Tail segment 2. Tail segment 2, set position to tail segment 1. At what? I don't know. Let's just wing it. And then pin. And then tail segment 3, set position. Position to another object. Segment 2. Origin. Segment 2. Rope. If I hit command and comma while on cam twist, I can increase the quality. Command and comma. Oh, but don't I have to like reload the stream and stuff though? That's the thing though. I did that before. I increased the quality. Hey, thanks Nick. I increased the quality and the frames were like mad bad. Like, I think my computer's just not good enough to do good quality. Which would be, should be a bummer. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? Probably not, eh? Not quite. Yeah. It's not using the points that I want. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Angle is 0. So why is it squished? Why did I squish it? Okay, so point 0, point 1. What is there? Okay. Point 0, point 1, and point 0, point 1. Let me just color them differently so I know which one's which. Okay, so we got 3 segments. The first one, setting to the player's tail. See, but it's not... Okay. Can I zoom it? That's a good question. Can I zoom it? Look at that, guys. Almost. It doesn't flop around. It's getting there, though.